TV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more. Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more. Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more. Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more. Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more.
Is he backstage?
Yes, he's backstage.
Hello.
They are not how they are doing.
Is the thing? And the slides.
When you were calling them, they
Yes.
wanted to do the rest.
If we project it, I will.
The mistake that they do. The go for that, I do not more.
I can't hear you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Genius Hub webinar series. You can hear us now.
Yes.
We welcome you to today's session, okay? With our guest, Mr. Isaac Newton. He's been sitting down, cool, calm, and collected. Who see and so go think say no sabi talk on a lie, na firebrand. And so today's topic is data is king. How leveraging data can help you grow your business. I welcome you once more to Genius Hub webinar series. And I invite our CIO, who is the host of today's webinar, to begin with us. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. We have an industry leader all the way from Ghana. Isaac Newton, thank you so much for honoring yourself. Thank you for creating time. And also thank you for willing to share your wealth of experience with our MSMEs ecosystem. Thank you for all you do. And thank you for creating time to be here today. Thank you so much. We're always very excited to share our wealth of knowledge. And we organize this webinar every day because we want our MSME to be intentional about their growth. This is for their growth. This is for them to scale. So we believe so much that scaling is important at this point, especially with the economic situation in the country and Africa as a whole. So every entrepreneur at this point need to be intentional about personal development, more knowledge, in order for them to see how they can leverage on technology to be more productive and also reduce cost of running their businesses. And today, we have an industry leader who is excellent, who is very professional, who I call him Mr. Intelligent, very intelligent man, who is also very, very passionate about business communities, reaching out to business owners, training. Been doing this for a very long time, not just in Ghana, but across Africa and outside Africa. And today, we have him to speak on how you can leverage on data and how can you leverage on data to help you grow your business. How can data help you grow your business? So we already know data is king, and to make an informed decision, to be able to move forward, to be able to move scale, you are going to be scaling based on data. So you can't just wake up tomorrow and say, now you're expanding to other part of the world. And what are you basing your expansion on? So everything is data, and we can't run away from data. Today, our industry leader who know the power of data is going to be sharing with us what we need to know and how we can leverage on data to grow our businesses. So join me to put your hands together for this fine man, eloquent, intelligent man who is our own brother from Ghana. Hey, welcome, 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 welcome,
Thank you,
welcome.
Ma.
And if
Thank you, Ma.
anyone
Thank you, Ma.
we get
It's an honor to be here.
all the our online community. If you are online already there, can you wave to him? Can you clap for him for us to know you are with us? And can you also please welcome Isaac Newton for us? You should Google him. You should read about him. Fantastic man with clean, good profile. So we're very happy to have Mr. Newton on our platform today. Thank you so much.
So we're going to begin.
Thank you, Ma.
You're going to just do a brief about yourself for us whilst we put your profile up so that we can hear that's your voice and we can begin to be in sync with you. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Okay, go on, sir.
Okay. I'm hoping this works. Do you see the screen? Just want to make sure you can see the slides.
We can see the screen now.
So I'm not, okay, perfect. So data is king. Thank you, Ma. It's an honor to be able to work with you again. I don't think you all know how blessed you are to have her leading you with her passion, her experience, her knowledge. So when I got this
I think you're
opportunity,
muted.
I'm muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay, perfect. So, as was mentioned, my name is Isaac Newton Akon. I've worked in different organizations. I now work for the International Trade Center, where I support tech startups in Ghana. Where I've been fortunate to work with many different organizations that are all focused on helping SMEs and startups grow and scale. Just a little bit about me. My background is in computer science. I wrote my thesis on what happens when big data becomes smart, and been writing papers for various institutions on big data, on things around the data space. So I've been surrounded by data for a very long time. And revised the different STEM, so science, technology, engineering programs. And yeah, I like the geeky world. When I'm not doing things on the tech side, I'm supporting different businesses, including fashion. This is a fashion designer that I've been working with. What I'm wearing today is from a fashion designer. I've been doing things with music and the creative sector and supporting them. So I do some tech, I do some creatives, but mostly I'm working with small businesses. I don't know if you know Fuse or G, a famous Ghanaian artist that's been doing a lot of work around the world. And handicrafts and people in that nature as well. Photographers, events, places that I frequent. By the end of the session, I would love for all of you to understand the importance of data, how you can gather the right data to use, and understand how data can help your business grow. That's my goal for today. And please, if you have questions, put them in the chat. I'll be checking the chat, and then we can also have a Q&A session at the end. So this is a quote from someone in America, Donald Rumsfeld, who's talking about three things. The known knowns, the things we know. They're the unknown unknowns, the things we know we don't know, and they're also the unknown unknowns, and the things we don't know we don't know. And it's a very confusing but funny quote, but it really also helps us think about our business. There's some things we know for sure with our eyes closed, we know 100%. There's some things we're a little bit unsure about, and other things we have no clue about at all. So I have these four numbers in front of me: 165, 175, 149, 195. Does it make any sense to anybody? Right? Maybe just in the chat, if it makes sense to you, you can say yes. If it doesn't make sense to you, you can say no, it makes no sense. I'll give you a few seconds to think. Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? So I have a feeling a lot of you saying it doesn't make any sense. Now, if I take the same data, and this is just 4 different data points, and I put it in a visual format, I'm hoping it makes more sense now. But still, what are we looking at? No clue. Am I right? I'm going to add a little bit more data to the side. My next data point will come over here. And I think now, when I say these are heights in centimeters, this now makes a lot more sense. Now we're likely comparing the height of 4 different things. Or we have 4 measurements of the same thing, but it's a measurement of height. I'm adding more data and asking, here we have no clue how many are female, but if I show you this, then it's likely that we have 3 female, 1 male. What I'm trying to show you with this example is just by adding some more data and putting data together, we can get a clearer picture of what we have in front of us. And now, if I ask the question of what else do we know about these people? Do we know their income levels, where they are in the world, what they're doing? We don't know. So there's a lot more data that's missing from this chart or from this piece of information to help us. But just by adding some more information, we got a much better picture. Chip and Dan Heath say data are just summaries of thousands of stories. Tell a few of these stories to help make your data meaningful. Data is really there to help us make sense of things so we get to determine what to do with this data. Peter Drucker, who is known as the father of modern management, says what gets measured gets managed. So there's only things you can measure that you can somehow try to manage. And to measure these things, you need data. So essentially, what he's saying is what you can get data on, you can manage. And that's why data is so important, because we now live in a world where knowledge and information is key. In the past, it was all about just basic strength. We were hunter-gatherers. If you could kill the biggest elephant, kill the lion, that's what made you special. But now it's about how do we use this information to get forward? And that's data. The different types of data, from qualitative to quantitative and so on. I will not go into that mathy side, but I just want to let you know that data is everywhere. Everything you do can lead to creating data, obtaining data, and what I want to show you today is how you make data work for you and your business. So a diagram I have here shows how we move from data to wisdom. In the first example, we had just numbers, 165, 156, and so on. And it was meaningless data until we added things like height to it, which was another piece of data. So when you have more data, when you have more data together, you get information. When you have even more information, you get knowledge. And then furthermore, you get wisdom, right? So we move from a single piece of data to connecting data together for information, collecting lots of information for knowledge and insights. And then when you have a lot more of that, you have wisdom. So data helps us with the past and our experience. And once you have enough data, you can start predicting the future because you have wisdom, right? So data is the fundamental part of our knowledge, or of our knowing, I should say, which we then have information on top of it, knowledge and wisdom. In Ghana, for example, if I was to tell you that the 53% of the population is female, but I've never seen an Uber driver that is female, there are lots of different conclusions you might draw from that. You might say Uber is sexist, or you can say women can't drive, which is not the case. Or you can say women are working in different jobs, so they're not applying for Uber jobs. In Saudi Arabia, it's often women can't drive. They're not allowed to drive, so therefore you have 0 female drivers. And I'm stating this because Sometimes if you don't get enough data, you can go down the wrong direction. There's a Bible verse that says, "My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge because you have rejected knowledge." So I don't want us to be destroyed, and I'm trusting we will seek knowledge and we'll use the data we have to make sure our businesses grow. And if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So it's important for you to get data and knowledge to understand what direction you need to go down. And the whole point of this is for us to look and think ahead, right? So I want to use the business model canvas. The business model canvas is a tool for you to determine your business with a representation on a canvas. I'm sure you have come across it before with Genius Hub. It's a strategic management tool, so I'll just go through it very quickly, but it helps you get insight into your business and it helps with the oversight across the whole organization, right? So it's made up of 9 different boxes. Your value, what is that you're offering, the channel, how you get it to your customer, the customer segment, the people you're serving with your business, the relationship, how they stay in touch with you, how they feel about you, what they're willing to do for you, your key activities, the jobs you need to do, the resources you need to have, key partners that can help you, your costs, and your revenues, right? So these are the elements of the business model canvas, which I trust that you're familiar with. Now the question is, how can we make sure we get data on these different boxes that will help us grow? And that's where I wanted to show you some types of data we can get, how we get the data, and what the data will allow you to do. Of course, there are many, many things, so I'm just including a few examples, and we can then talk through them to see how you and your business can apply them. But firstly, every businessman and woman is made to wear 3 hats. You're technical, you need to have the technical ability in what you're doing, whether you're sewing, whether you're filming, whether you're building code. You need to have the management skills. You're now working with people, you're dealing with the accounts, dealing with the financing, the buying of things. And the sales and seeing, which is like almost the visionary, where you are now sharing your knowledge out across and having to think into the future. Where will we be in 1 year? Where will we be in 5 years' time? So just have this mental note of the business model canvas, how it all fits together. I will share these slides at the end, so you can also then use these to build your canvas. But now let's dive into each module and how data applies. I think for revenue streams, it's one that we're all very closely connected with, how our businesses are making money. So some key points, sales data, revenue by customer segment, pricing elasticity. How to gather the data, we can use things like sales reports, whether it's at the end of every day, every week, or every month. We can generate a sales report that shows us how our business is performing. Have we made more sales this week than last week? What is selling very well? What is not selling very well? If your business is able to understand your customer segment, and by that I mean what type of customer do you have or who is buying? Let's say, for example, you have you're a tailor, you're making clothes. What segment is coming to buy your clothes? Is it the really cool kids at universities that are coming for the outfits so they can slay and look cool? Is it the corporate ladies that need outfits for work that are very stylish? Or is it people who are having weddings and coming for you to create the outfits for the bride and all the bride's grooms? These are three different customer segments. If now you look at your sales reports and you look at, in this month, what jobs got me the most money, then using this data for growth, you can see on how do I focus on high value customers. Maybe the weddings are willing to pay you a lot more than the corporate ladies who need new outfits. If that's the case, and you look at your sales reports to determine that, then you can think of how do I make sure I advertise myself to get more jobs for weddings? How can I partner with wedding organizers so when they know a wedding's coming, they will refer me and I get more jobs? Using this breakdown of the sales report, you can then start determining where your high value customers are. Let's look at cost structure. You can look at the fixed and variable costs, cost per unit, cost benefit analysis, right? So these are different data points you can take on your costs. Financial statements, cost tracking software, or using market comparisons. So you go to the market and you see how much are these tomatoes selling for in this market. You go to the next stand and check that price. And then you can see which price do you want to buy. And what this will help you with is having unnecessary expenses. An example for this is one restaurant that the procurement person was doing the buying, and unbeknownst to the owners, he was buying from a friend of theirs. So the procurement person was buying from their friend, but the friend wasn't giving them the best price. So the restaurant was paying higher price than they should have for the items that they could have gotten somewhere else for cheaper, which meant the restaurant was running at higher costs than they needed to be. If you use your analysis and you compare your price every month, what's the cost, and then you check the market, you can then see how can I reduce my cost. Moving to customer segment, we look at the key data points and things like demographics. This is looking at who is in the customer segment you're selling to. Is it the father of the household, the older children, the younger children? Who are you selling to? This is the type of data point you can get by checking who comes into your store or what outfit you're making. You might have the father or mother come to your fashion store, but you realize that they're making outfits for their children. So you can realize what's the demographic of your product. You can get this information using surveys. You can go and sit down with people and ask them. You can use customer interviews. If you have a website, you can check analytics. Where hits coming from? Are they coming from Benin City, from Lagos, from Abuja, or your social media? I know we all have social media, And most social media also gives you insights into where your views are coming from, the age of the user behind the device, and so on. How this will help you is to make tailor marketing strategies. If you realize that your demographics are the youth, then in your adverts, you can say, my clothes are loved by all the children. Therefore, by understanding who's in your demographic, you can tailor the marketing and your efforts to best suit them. Now, when it comes to your value proposition, you have things like your customer pain points, right? And you can find out what your customer really, really needs. By watching, by asking, you can do surveys, and this will help you refine your product and service offering. We use the business model canvas. This is last year with some startups in Ghana. One of them has been in business for 3 years already, doing very well, selling already in stores like ShopRite, which is also, well, they were in Nigeria until late. I think they've now left Nigeria. But you can imagine they were selling in some very, very big stores, which means they know what they're doing in their business. They're doing it very well. But we told them about this. How can you refine your value proposition? Go watch, go ask, and go check with your customers what it is they're doing. You can imagine at the beginning, they were a bit skeptic. They're like, oh, we've been doing this for years. We're already selling in the big stores. How much more can we know about our customers? But they listened, they went, they started watching what their customers were doing, just sitting down, asking them, can we come to your kitchen? Because they knew they sold to restaurants. So they asked the restaurant, do you mind us coming and just watching behind the scenes what you do? Then they'll ask the chef, okay, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then they came back to the session the next day and realized that we can refine our product, because now that we see what the customer is doing with our product, we can add more value. They were selling things like carrots and cucumbers to restaurants, but they realized at almost every restaurant they went to, the people would take the carrots and then chop them up. So then they realized, actually, just by watching, we realized if we were to cut the carrots, it will actually help our customers. So now they're making chopped carrots for their customer. This is as a result of looking out for the data points, gathering the data points, and then being able to refine the product. And now they have a new product on the market. They can sell for a higher price because it adds more value to the kitchen. It saves the kitchen's time because the carrots and cucumbers are already cut. This is the power of gathering the right data and simply just by watching. Now, when it comes to channels, one of the best ways to reach people is social media, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or Tumblr. And one of the key ways and things you check with the data is channel performance, which means which channel works best for the content I am putting out. You can use tools like Google Analytics, which is for free, but most social media sites give you access to the back end where you can see even how many likes you got, how many comments you got, how many views you got. And what this unlocks is that you are now able to invest in high-performing channels. A very quick example of this is when I post content, I post it on Instagram, I post on LinkedIn, I post on Twitter, and sometimes this is video, also on YouTube. But I get to see, where do I get the most likes? When I post on Facebook, I get 2 likes. On Instagram, 10. On LinkedIn, 100. So for me, I know LinkedIn is the channel where I get my best performance. Because maybe I talk more about business things, it's not cool and sexy. The performance on my things on Facebook and Instagram is lower. So I know I need to focus more on LinkedIn. I need to learn more about how LinkedIn works, what's special about LinkedIn, how to use the hashtags, the length of text, because LinkedIn is the channel that works best for me. For all of you, you might have your different channels that work best. TikTok is now very big. For people who are making lots of content and video content, TikTok could be perfect. But by analyzing the different channels and seeing how they work, you then get to see which ones will work best for you. Customer relationships. So when you deliver a service, there are different ways for you to see what your customer satisfaction is. I'm sure we've all taken Bolt or Uber before, and at the end of every trip, they ask you to rate the driver, how many stars are you giving? That's one way they can check immediately about your customer satisfaction. Was it a 5-star trip? Everything went smooth? Or are you only giving this driver 2 stars? They went round, round, round. They had no AC. They ran out of petrol. It was a terrible experience. This enables you to understand how your customers are feeling about your business. Whether it's stars, whether it's reviews, whether it's feedback, but getting different customer satisfaction scores in is an important part. There's one tool known as Net Promoter Score. And it's very simple. And you ask someone, if you were to rate...
Can you just call that? Can you just call the name of that tool again?
The Net Promoter Score. Net Promoter Score.
Okay.
I hope my slides are showing. Yeah.
No, I thought you said you will share your slides at the end. Your slides are not showing. Try and show your slides.
All this time. Do you see the slides now?
Not yet.
Can the broadcast?
Okay.
Aha, sorry, there we go. How about now?
Yeah.
Our slide showing?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I had all this information I was presenting. Sorry, this is the Net Promoter Score. So now that you can see it, so when you ask people, would you, after you do a service for them, you make an outfit for them, you make some food, you do the painting of their house, and then you ask, would you promote me to someone else?
Okay.
If they say out of 10 or 9, then these people are very likely to promote you. These are the kind of people that like the outfit you made for them so much that when they go to see their friend, they go, oh, check this outfit out. My tailor just made it. It's so nice. You have to get their number. And they will promote you to other people. If they will score you 9 or 10. If someone scores you 7 or 8, then maybe they would promote you. And if it's 0 to 6, it's likely that they will mention you to the next person. So by using this net promoter score and asking people out of 10, would you recommend me to someone else? You can tell the amount of recommendations you are likely to receive by looking at this number. These people will recommend you. These people, especially if it's the lower down numbers, are likely to tell people, oh, never use this person's service. The colors aren't nice, the cut didn't fit comfortably, and so on. They're detractors. And by this measure, you can tell how well the relationship is with your customers. If they're out there doing word of mouth on your behalf, or if they're actually telling people to avoid your website, avoid your Instagram channel because your work is not good. So by using customer feedback forms, you're able then to understand what the customers are asking for and how strongly your potential net promoter score would be. And this enables you to improve customer service and build brand loyalty programs. So for those who give you these high marks, you can then talk to them and ask, why do you like it? And build a loyalty program. Okay, if you invite 2 friends, I'll give you a 10% discount, 2% discount. And then for these people, you can say, I am so sorry you didn't like my service. Let me know how I can make it better. And I'll give you a voucher if you come back and use me again. If you come back for a t-shirt, I'll give you 50% off. And I'll make sure to get your measurements right. This can help move detractors to become promoters because you want more people talking about you positively out there than negative. There are some places, especially restaurants, if you go there and you have a bad experience and you call the manager will come and tell you, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll give you some free food in the house or I'll discount your price. Because the manager knows he doesn't want you to be a negative detractor. He wants you to be positive or promoter. So he would lower the price or he would do something to make you happy to make sure your total experience is positive. When it comes to key resources, of course, one of the most key resources we have is our human resource. Your co-workers, your colleagues, your people you're working with. And how you can get data is by doing employee reviews. You can have milestones you have for your employees. You can check things like how much they come on time, timeliness, output of their works, and so on. And then you can see in the reviews what areas aren't so strong. And then knowing the areas that are not so strong, you can then see, okay, where can I invest in training? Because if my people knew how to do ABC, knew how to use smartphones, knew how to build websites, knew how to do sales, if you see the areas where you should invest in training, you know this will help your company grow much bigger. So that's how you can use the data you gather from employee performance reviews to help you grow. The same for activities. I know you all have to do different activities. You might have some Gantt sheet where you structure the different workflows and paths that you have. You might look at things like project completion rates. How many tasks were we able to complete today or this week? You might use something like a project management system. There are lots of free ones out there: Asana, ClickUp, Monday, Workday. It is all tools that help you manage your projects. And what it will do, it will give you an idea of what's happening in your business for you to then have increased productivity. And then you can see, okay, what is stopping our business from moving forward? Is it missing a signature somewhere that, oh, the account is always busy, so they always waited for him to sign the agreement for them to get money? So if maybe they had petty cash, they could move things faster. Or is it that all work has to go to one person to approve? So how can we get other people to approve the work so it can move forward? So these are all different things of getting the key activities to be done with increased productivity. And partners, right? Even partners and different partnerships you create, you can look at the partner value and supply audit. So if you have people who you buy things from, let's say you're a tailor and you buy a lot of material from a partner, you can look at how that relationship goes from, do they have a range of material? Do they have the best prices? Do they bring it to you or you have to go pick it up? And then you can see if you have 3 or 4 different vendors, which relationships do you need to strengthen? Which relationships are key to your growth that you need to make sure you strengthen so you can grow faster? So the hot seat, this is where I would invite anybody to share with us maybe some of the challenge they might have with data gathering. And then we can jointly see how we can support this one person. I'll just quickly bring back the business model canvas in case we didn't see it earlier. For you just to share, okay, is it from your channels? Is it from your key activities, your customer relationship, where you're having a challenge with data gathering? And then we can see how we solve this challenge together.
Okay, thank you very much,
So someone
Mr.
put their challenge in the chat. Okay.
So I was calling on MSMEs who are on call right now. Put your challenges in the chat so we can see where you want us to talk about. I would like us to focus on this, our net promoter score, how those your detractors can move and become your promoters. How you do not just inbox some people and say they are your detractors and you close their chapters. How you can work on your detractors to bring them to the level of your promoters. You shared some strategies with us where you said we can give them discounts because we're looking at practical ways that our small businesses here can scale and they can sustain their customer base. So if there's somebody who is dissatisfied with your work, who is likely not to speak well with you, what are you going to do to gain that person, to make that person a promoter instead of checking your box. We just check the box and we say, oh, this person is a detractor, this one is a promoter, oh, this detractor, they are not part of my business, they want to kill my business, and we leave them there. But today you have encouraged us and you have said that, so we can see that some persons have already posted in the chat. You can see that. You want to react to some of these posts?
Yes. Yes, please. So, Angel, thank you very much. What are some common data metrics or KPIs, key performance indicators, that businesses should track, and why? Very good. I think it changes from business to business, but things like number of sales per week or per month, right? Because at the end of the day, the sales is what brings the money in. If you're making something like a fashion outfit, let's say you're a tailor, then you might want to track the cost of the material you're using and the time it takes you to make the outfit. Because sometimes, yes, an outfit might be more expensive. Let's say someone's paying you 30% more for a more complicated outfit, but you have to spend double the time doing it. It means you have less time for other things. So tracking time is very important. Time is a finite resource. And tracking money coming are some key things that I think every business should track. Where possible, the customer satisfaction, so this goes back to the net performance score, is tracking customer satisfaction. I didn't share it this time, but most customers leave because they don't feel connected to your product anymore. They don't feel you're adding the right value that they're looking for. So making sure you stay in touch with them and asking them, that will enable you to make sure you stay close to them. So how can data be used to drive customer-centric decision making? And I love the way you put it. It's all about that. But to do that, you must understand your customer. And this goes back to the demographics. And then you must understand the customer relationship and the value you're offering to your customer. So you need to have data on all those three. Why is a customer buying from you? Are you the cheapest? Are you the highest quality? Are you the closest vendor to where they are? The petrol station I go to most is the one that's closest to my house. The price is not the best, the service is not the best, but it's the closest to my house. So when I'm coming home and I realize, oh, I'm low on gas, I fill up over there. Or when I'm about to leave the house and I check and I didn't fill up, I stop over there to fill up and then I drive. And understanding why people do certain things makes it very important to track, right? So by having the right data, and why I'm happy to show you these things. So let me just flick through some of these again. I think the beginning wasn't showing. Looking at your customer segment, it assumes you know who your customer segment is. So you have data to say, I have these different types of customers. And they can see which segment brings you the most money in, and therefore where should I spend the most effort? Because it's sometimes 20% of your customers bring you 80% of your income. So instead of spreading yourself too thin, find the right 20 and focus on them, because that's where most of your money will come from. All right? So churn rate, a very important one as well. Churn rate talks about how many customers are you losing. So if we now look at your demographics, or rather even let me go to your customer relations. Churn rate and retention rate are the opposites of each other, but how many customers are you losing? It's easiest to do this on platforms like social media, where they can tell you on a day-to-day basis how many new followers do you get and how many people have left you. And that they can tell you what's happening. So you might think you're doing really well, getting 20 new followers every day, not knowing you have 18 people leaving you every day. So your net score is only 2. If you could find a way to keep those people to stay, reduce your churn rate, then your new additions will be growing exponentially. And customer retention, you can see who is staying on, whether it's week by week, month by month, year by year. So, for example, if you're able to collect the names and numbers of your customers, especially for I like using a tailor that I think is very clear to us, because I think we all use tailors to create outfits for us. So you would always call your tailor, "Oh, boss, I need a new outfit," or "Madam, I need a new outfit." So the tailor can then just use paper and pen, and they say, "Okay, today Isaac called me for an outfit. It was 200,000 naira. Okay, next week Isaac's calling me again, another outfit, 300,000 naira, right?" And then the tailor knows, okay, every week Isaac is coming for an outfit, or every month Isaac is coming for an outfit. So if now I don't come after 3 months, 4 months, they know something is wrong. So then they can call and ask, "Okay, Isaac, is everything okay? You haven't come a long time," and make sure I'm not going somewhere else to make my outfits, but I'm making them with them. And yes, of course, total revenue is very key. Thank you, Emmanuel, for that. Total revenue is a very, very key one to track. But if you're able to, right, so I don't know the levels, I know the different levels, but if you're able to track what is making your revenue, not just the total, but where is it coming from? And the more you can understand the components of your revenue, the more you can see how to make it flow even faster. Because you can see at the end of the day, yes, I made 500,000 naira, but I don't know, did it come from 2 people or did it come from 30 different people? And understanding that breakdown is very important. So thank you for sharing. So that was the some thoughts. But please, this is all just the very tip of the iceberg. I just want to do a very, very short presentation on data to hopefully ginger you small to see that data is important for you, and that they're very simple, cheap, and free ways for you to be able to get this data. There's a lot more. We could spend an hour on each one of the different business model canvas boxes and the data sources. We can go through different data tools like the project management tools like Asana, or look at financial forecasts, look what to look at. But I just want to show you that data is important and encourage you to get data. I'm sure we all know some of these brands, the Apples, the Netflix, the Legos, the Googles, and so on. And they all use data to be more customer-centric. Netflix is notorious for canceling shows, left, right, and center. And they do that because they look at the data. How many watch hours do we have on this show? How many different viewers are watching it? Which regions are watching it? What other shows are people watching? What reviews are they giving for the show? And then they can tell, is there enough desire for us to spend millions of dollars to make season 2 or season 3? So they use data to determine whether or not to make a new season. That's how data centric they are. Coca-Cola, I think you all know, are doing a lot of these now zero sugar Cokes. They're using data that a lot more people are conscious about their health and their weight. A lot more people are going to gyms. A lot more people are doing fitness. So they want the same taste, but they don't want to have the sugar attached to the taste. That's how the large giants like Coca-Cola are using data. McDonald's, I'm not sure if you've eaten there at a McDonald's, but McDonald's is just like almost any other fast food place. And you would think a fast food place, their focus is on food, but it's not. Their focus is on location. And they do a lot of research. My friend here in Ghana helped get Burger King into Ghana. And they were doing a lot of research in which malls, which streets, which places have the most traffic, have the most foot traffic, car traffic, and everything. Because if there's traffic there, then you can divert people to come to your restaurant. That's how they work. So the data that these people are looking at is traffic data and people data. Which malls have people coming in? And they will have people standing at the doors with a counter and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and see people coming in and out. And we all know about Google and places like Facebook. For some of those places like Facebook and Google and social media, where we think we're using it for free, you are the data. And there's a very quick story about data and social media and how companies are using it. Maybe a bit borderline ethical, but this is in the US. This one family got diapers sent to their door. Now, the reason it's a bit weird is they only have one child and the child is 16. So why is Pampers sending diapers to the house? The reason is data. That 16-year-old didn't tell their parents that they were pregnant, but on Google, they were searching for different things. They were searching for pregnancy tests. They were searching for, why am I sick in the morning? They were searching for buying baggy clothes on Gigi and Konga and Amazon. They were searching and searching for things that meant she was pregnant. And from the type of searches she was doing, the Pamper company could tell what month she was in, and then knew that she was close to expecting and sent the diapers to the house. That's the amount of information. That's how some of these large companies are using data to be very client-centric and to predict, use almost wisdom to predict when things will happen and preempt them and send people things. The large companies are already doing it, and it's time we now also use the data to our advantage. So I usually do like a vision board with people, but I'm hoping I can encourage you to do a data vision board where you look 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years into the future. You can't change everything at once, but maybe you'll say, you know what? I want to be more intentional about my revenue and really understand the data driving my revenue or my net promoter score. I really want to understand that. I want to start asking customers about where they're ranking me in net promoter and seeing what I can do to rank higher or analyzing my costs. I really want to make sure that every quarter we go out into the market and check, are we still buying things from the right place or are we not? And I'm entrusting you to do a data vision board of tracking where you will be in the future. So there's a long road ahead. And one of my favorite quotes from The Art of War, from a war general, Sun Tzu, a Chinese war general, says a victorious warrior wins the war first, then goes into battle, while a defeated warrior goes into battle and then tries to win the war. It talks about two different armies, two different warriors. One already knows they have won before they go in, whilst the other one goes into battle and then tries to win it. Now, the victorious warrior can only know they would win because they're using data. They have scrutinized the opponent. They understand their strengths, their opponent's weaknesses, the battlegrounds they're going to fight, the technologies they're using, and they know for sure when we engage, we will win. I want us all to become victorious warriors. And with that, I'm open the floor if there's any Q&A. And also for my customer satisfaction, I also have an evaluation form I like to do, of course, voluntary, but if you're willing to let me know how you found this, I am very eager to make sure I'm delivering good value to my customers. Thank you very much.
No, we're going to leave the evaluation form for a while so we can scan the code.
Sorry, Ma, you're on mute.
Yeah, just leave this evaluation for a while. Data masterclass training.
Okay.
Because I just scanned it. You have just practically showed us that data is king, really. So we will not, this is a very good way to wrap, that you will not let us go until you also get the data from us.
I need to practice what I preach.
You're practicing what you preach. So are you the first king or the other king who goes to war? Which one do you belong to now? The first one. Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Newton. We cannot thank you enough for this time you have spent with us and everything you have deposited with us. I don't know if the feedback will do justice enough to what you have shared with us today. But just, I want you to know that we are very grateful for your time and for the knowledge you have shared with us and the practical examples that you have shared with us today. For our young, your social media handles are already scrolling, and we have told people to follow you and to follow Genius Hub too. Our time is fast spent. Yeah, our time is fast spent. I don't know how many people have scanned the evaluation form. If I was not talking, I would just quickly fill it so that I'll see, so that you can quickly check if you have gotten my feedback already. So just scan these evaluation forms, please, so he can have this feedback, and we can use this feedback to begin perhaps our next session with him, because we cannot conclude everything that we have today talking about data and where Mr. Isaac Newton is taking us to. So thank you to all our Genius Hub behind the scene group who work to make sure that our webinars has come to us seamless. We want to also thank all our MSMEs who always log on to our webinar series, looking forward to ways they can improve their businesses, they can improve their customer services. Because you made mention just now of sometimes you are carried away. You say, oh, I had 8 new customers today, not knowing that 16 others just stopped following you. So are you really making progress? These are very key information we must be very particular about as we grow our businesses. So, Mr. Isaac Newton, for your wrap, what would you say to us, perhaps in a sentence?
So in the feedback form, you can let us know what areas you would like us to maybe tackle in the future. So then we use this data to be very customer centric and make sure we have a deeper dive masterclass on one particular area that the most people are looking to conquer.
Thank you very much. So be very sincere as you fill this evaluation form. Tell us how we can make this. I have a question. They say, how would you rate the relevance and quality of this training content? How applicable was the training content to your current business or your project needs? How would you rate the trainer's knowledge and delivery? What were the key takeaways or lessons learned from this set of trainings? Thank you so much. And for all of us at Genius Hub, this is the time we say our goodbyes. Thank you for staying with us from the beginning till the end of this webinar. Today, we craved your special indulgence to move this webinar to this time. Usually, our time is 12:30. But to accommodate our speaker, we had to put it at this time. And thank you all for joining and tuning in. So till tomorrow again when we meet you, thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Newton. And thank you to all our MSMEs who are online. And thank you all behind the scene and Genius Hub and team working to make this webinar series a reality. Tell us everything that you have learned, and follow our guest, Isaac Newton, and follow Genius Hub on all our social media handles. And so for all of us, it's goodbye for now.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor and pleasure to be here. Thank you, Genius Hub, and looking forward to doing more in the future.
Welcome to Genius Hub, the right destination for human capacity development, skills acquisition, and empowerment. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization with offices across Nigeria and Africa, and with a strong presence in Lagos, Kano, Edo, and Rwanda. With a vision to improve lives and empower knowledge, Genius Hub prides itself in providing services and training to over 17,000 persons in over 49 TVET entrepreneurship, employability, and digital skills, such as basic literacy skills, graphics design, website development, digital marketing, filmmaking, and many more. Genius Hub is committed to promoting MSME growth and visibility through incubation, acceleration, startup development services, as well as tech-driven interventions, including training and capacity building in digital marketing, basic digital literacy, product photography, social media marketing, financial management, search engine optimization, and more. Through NYTV, Genius Hub reaches out to train aspiring creatives in the areas of photography, cinematography, editing, lighting, and many more.